Here is my garden for this year. This year I'm going to try something different and try to grow only interdeterminate up a nylon string to a 9-foot trellis and packing them pretty tight for a, what is this, a 10-foot by 4-foot bed. I think I have about 20 plants in here at the moment. I also have a second bed right here, about half the size, and I have 6 tomatoes in here. Most of the ones that are on the larger size I bought from the store. I'm probably going to chop one of the stems off and keep them at a single plant. I don't think it is one plant split into two, but actually 2 separate plants. And at this point I'm not going to dig it up, so I will just chop one and focus all the energy, food, water, everything on the other one. On this side, I have another, is this a about 15 foot by 4 foot bed, which I have another 12 tomatoes, as well as about 10-ish, 10 peppers, and then we'll probably squeeze in a few more tomatoes there. I do have to do some trimming on those trees, which normally would be nice, but these tomatoes need full sun, and the canopy is actually going to hurt me in this case instead of helping me. Over here I have herbs, mainly cilantro, basil, and rosemary. Those should get pretty big and be more than enough. We're just a family of 3, so we won't eat that much anyways. There's some onion. And this guy, I'm probably going to put 4 cucumber, or maybe 2 cucumber and a, I don't know, cucumber for sure. And then I have a pretty big trellis, which I'm going to surround it on all 4 sides. It's more of a cage, cattle cage, than anything else. What else do I have left to plant? I have the cucumber, I have some eggplant, I got some squash in here. Yep, there's 2 squash in here, spaghetti squash, and what is that? Zucchini, golden zucchini. And maybe one other thing in there as well. What do I have here? Another zucchini. These guys right here, the rabbits got in. I forgot to close that gate over there. The first night I planted them all, and they took out most of my other tomato plants, these small ones, the early girls, the peas, but at least the ones are up high they couldn't get to. The desert hares, they feed at nighttime, and they feed pretty quick too, but luckily they can't jump very high, so also with that gate closed, they are locked out of here. Right there I have an artichoke. Actually, I may put the artichoke in the front of this, and then the back do 2 cucumbers. This is an old composting bin, which the lid broke on, so it's kind of useless now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split it in half, just take off the top part, and then use that to plant watermelon in. So I have a nice big open area right here. I am getting 3 more of these oak barrels over here, which I'll put probably 1 or 2 of something larger. I'll put the zucchini in there as well. And then if I get really inspired, I'm going to add a 5th bed somewhere on that side, actually probably right where that old composting bin is. I have a bunch of citrus right here. These aren't blooming yet at all. The lemons are. There aren't too many. Oh, never mind. They're starting to come in. Grapefruits are doing good. I have some big boys hanging off the bottom. I don't even remember what this guy is right here. I think it could be another grapefruit, actually. I did have another tree over here, but some kind of animals, maybe it was the rabbits, took it down when it was young. And then another one over here, too. Same thing. Rabbits got to it. So I have it surrounded now, but we shall see if I can keep them out or not. I'm not expecting it. This part of my yard is kind of separated from the home pretty far, so I don't really have an eye on it. And my dogs, who are pretty good at keeping them away, can't get back here at all. So I think I may just let those go. Honestly, I have enough with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. Again, we're a family of 3, and last year I had about 1,000 pounds of citrus that I didn't know what to do with it. So overall, it's a big focus on tomatoes and a little bit of peppers. Honestly, salsa ingredients is a big thing. I do a lot of homemade salsa. So with my peppers too, I have a mix of mostly spicy stuff, including what is that? Scorpion butcher tea. I've been wanting to do this one for a while, and I managed to find some seedlings, and the rest are mild to medium. A lot of jalapenos, habanero, a couple of sweet peppers as well. And then basically anything that does well in the sun, which isn't too much. I expect most of these tomatoes to die, come June maybe, or not die, but at least to almost die. I'm gonna try to keep them alive. I am going to, with the structure up there, you can see these are just conduit. I think it's 1/2-inch conduit, which I have rigged together using, it's hard to see, there you go, kind of conduit hooks, a system that holds them together, and then I zip tie around it to give it rigidity, and so it won't slide down. I am trying these J hooks up here. I'm waiting for binder clips, which is my means to attach these to the thing. I'll put the binder clip, the large ones, and then I'll use the 2 little handles to attach it to, and this allows me to give it more slack or tension with these. I'm not quite sure how they work exactly, but figured I'd try. I saw some videos on it, and it seemed like a good method. And these will just go down, and they're attached with these clear tomato clips, which I love. I think I got 300 for $10 or so, more than enough, and then you can move them around. And then again, keeping these really thin. And then as you can see, like the tomatoes, they're gonna kind of lean outwards. So they'll be kind of pointing to the outside. Hopefully give some airflow down the middle of it. On this side, when it was cooler, I planted these a little while ago actually. I'm in Arizona, so which gives me an advantage in that I can plant at times of year when most people can't, but it still did get cold. So these are just PVC 3/4 inch that's sunken in all the way to the base, and then very thin PVC, which I bend around, and then I take painter's plastic, just that cheap stuff. I think it's a 0.7 or 0.07 millimeter that you buy from Home Depot. I think it's like $2, $3 for a roll of it, and I drape it over it, and I made a little greenhouse. And then on the cold nights, I have a small space heater. I have a couple of them, cost like $10 each, that I put inside of it, and it was more than enough to keep the frost off of it. And actually, because of that, I mean, I'm pretty far ahead. There are some store-bought ones here, but even the ones I bought from the store were much smaller outside of that big guy in the middle there. That guy, I just started with a cage, but I'm gonna cut that off here pretty soon. The soil I have here, actually I wanna give credit for the previous owner. I don't know what he did because Arizona soil is terrible, but this is, let's see if I can find some I can dig up. You can see my hand, how easy it is. And this goes all the way down 3 feet of just pure compost, almost potting soil like. Very fortunate for that. I didn't have to do much work with amending. I do have a new composter coming. It's a 50-gallon-ish tumbler, which I'll keep just to keep amending the soil. I did add some mushroom compost. I'm starting the plant with Miracle Grow's Performance Organics, but I'm actually going to switch over probably in about 2 or 3 weeks to Master Blend, and I believe it's a 4-18-38, but you do have to mix in Epsom salt and what's the other one, something citrate, to balance it out a little bit, and I've heard good things about it. It's used pretty heavily in hydroponics, so I'm going to try that and see how that works with it. Right now I am hand watering, but I'm getting ready to switch over my sprayers, which were right now sprayers, but tomatoes don't like that, so I'm going to switch it back over to drip, and I'll have each one of these dripped. And then I have alfalfa. I got bales from Tractor Supply, which I'm going to use as ground cover mulch just to keep in the moisture. Honestly, I'm really happy with how things have gone so far. I am gonna also create the same trellis system on this guy. The beauty of this is, one, I can hang my tomatoes from it and they can get very tall. Everything I have outside of one tomato you can see over there, which I think is, I know what this is, honestly. It's something I found at Home Depot. It's here it is. It is Little Sicily. It's a determinate variety. It's not my thing, but I figured why not try something different. That guy will probably go into a big pot somewhere. Oh yeah, going back to that. So going to create this same trellis on this. The beauty of it is, one, I can hang my tomatoes because they all are interdeterminate. So hopefully I can get them pretty tall. And then once it gets really hot, I'm probably gonna put some shade cloth or burlap over it. For airflow, if I have to, I will put a big box fan right here on the edge to blow through it. I really want to see if I can keep some of these alive for the summer. I don't expect a lot of these heirlooms, these kind of weird varieties that I have here. Berkeley tie-dye, some other ones that I've never really heard. I mean, I've heard before, but not in Arizona. If you don't see them at most nurseries, you can assume that they won't take the heat very well. But there are a couple like Sweet 100, was it Better Boy, Beefsteak. I think what other ones do really well here that normally you can get them through the summer. A lot of the cherry varieties do really well. What's this one right there? Sun Gold. I can get that through the summer. And then, nope, that's another heirloom. Chocolate Sprinkles, I can get that through the summer. So a lot of the smaller ones I can get through the summer. You can get a second crop in the fall. But, you know, the main goal here is I'm not gonna get fruit come end of May, June time anymore, maybe July if I'm lucky. But if I can pick it back up again, and from half of these get fruit starting in September, October time, and carry that through till basically Christmas, I'll be a happy camper. So I'll do some updates as I'm doing it. This is just the first one. Surprisingly, there aren't too many Arizona gardening, or at least tomato-focused YouTube channels. I did see a couple of them, which are really good. There's one lady, I forgot what her name was, but she's in Mesa and has an amazing backyard garden. She's focused on basically everything, whereas I'm focused on just a few types of crops, mainly the ones that do well in Arizona. And honestly, the ones that I kind of focus on are the ones that most beginning gardeners, which I am one myself, focus on. Okay, well, that's it.